I warn you, what you're about to hear is very disturbing indeed. What are you hoping it does? But then what
makes me like Christ, I guess.
What do you think it's gonna do?
Kill me. What am I gonna do? Look like a bitch? No, of course I'm gonna get blackout drunk with that man.
So why did you drink my dick? Give me my dick! And the guy was puking around his arm like.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning.
I am so happy to have everybody here joining us, listening in. Let's just go ahead and do a little breakdown of our program today. Starting off the program, we're going to have a bunch of those people that stomp in the big buckets of grapes to make wine. Mm-hmm. Their feet are eternally stained purple, and we'll be talking to the lawyer who is bringing a fantastic class action lawsuit against the grape farmers of California. After that, I believe we have the Suicide Boys with Boozy Badass for the Tiny Desk concert series. All acoustic from what I hear. The boys are really cooking up some dope of a good time for us here in the studio today. I've never listened to Suicide Boys, so I'm very excited to see what they have to bring to the table. I'm expecting some smooth contemporary jazz with a little bit of Western Afro-pop influence.
As always, you are tuned into the Dapper Dads. Thank you for joining us. I am Drama.
And I am Fast Finger Slim, and let me just say it is an absolute pleasure being here this early in the morning.
Yeah, you guys always pleasure us. As a matter of fact, we are currently looking at the time as of recording, and it is a brisk 7:24 a.m.
Ooh.
On September 7th.
Northeast wind coming at us at about 17 miles an hour, a little bit cooler this morning.
A light drizzle.
Light drizzle throughout the morning.
Just like all the women I sleep with. Welcome back
to the Dapper fucking Dads, everybody. It's time. All right, enough of that crap.
It is 7:24.
It is truly 7:24 in the morning.
This is
the
earliest we have ever recorded an episode. Hopefully the earliest we will ever record an episode.
We did say we're bringing new and exciting things in year 2, so I guess this is kind of what we were talking about.
I'd only like to record an earlier episode if it was after a long night of binge drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see what kind of horrible content comes out of it.
I would have really liked to record an episode that one day we were coming back from Chicago and you didn't sleep for like a day or something like that.
You'll have to be more specific.
Okay, Christ. It was the 4 of us. We were in Chicago doing dad squad things.
More specific.
It was the night you ended up going to McDonald's. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was Brockhampton. We're coming back from Milwaukee.
Okay, yeah, because I remember it was
lost my mind.
It was like 2:33 in the morning, and you were driving me home, and you were just like,
yeah.
I want to die, and I'm like, this guy should not be driving me home right now.
I was saying some very specific things about some very specific people. I don't think we would have been able to use any of that. I stand defiantly behind all of my statements night.
I can also stand behind every statement you made that night. What I'm saying is that maybe, just maybe, after 24 hours of no sleep is not the best time to record an episode. From a PR perspective, at least.
I mean, it could be the $40,000 episode. I was going to say 4,000. We've lowered our rates. Every episode must go.
We're having a flash sale over here at the Dapper Dungeon. Get everything for 50% off, including the dad's ass chaps.
Of course. But yeah, it's way too early in the morning. We're about to head to Minnesota. But before that, we decided to bless you guys with a podcast because I am losing my mind from stress of this. So I'm not going to spend a weekend binging in the Twin Cities and then come back, record an episode, and then edit it.
Stress about editing.
So we'll tell you all about our trip next week. You'll hear about it. I'm sure there may be a couple fun anecdotes possibly.
There's going to be some possible things going up on Twitter that we see. Let's talk goal sets for the weekend here. My goal is to get hugged by Lil B because I believe if a dap up gets you 3 months of good luck, a hug's got to get you at least 5 years.
Probably. What do you think a kiss gets you?
A kiss? I think a kiss gets you, turns you into an apostle. Yeah,
probably. Yeah, I just want
apostle of Lil B.
Just want to meet that man.
Truly, I think. I don't know what it is. We'll call it now. I feel like something magical is going to happen this weekend. I don't know what it's going to involve, but there's something that happens when the 4 of us go to a beautiful city. There's a certain magic that comes along with that. Something's going to happen this weekend. I can feel it in my chest, and it's going to be...
We're all arrested.
I'm hoping for good, but I just have this feeling in my chest that something fantastical is going to happen this weekend. Can't say it's good, can't say it's bad, but something fantastical is going to happen.
Well, if it's fantastical, I'm going to lean towards good. I'd like to lean towards good either way.
I am always trying to lean towards good.
You're pure evil, so it's hard to lean towards good.
I wouldn't say evolved. Pure evil, but I do like I like the idea of being evolved evil.
Sure. Go to www.thedapperdads.com. Find everything there, including an option to anonymously submit anything you want to us, and we won't know who you are. You can also buy hot merch because it gives us a fraction of pennies that we need to survive.
And it is piping hot, fresh off the presses. You can't get
And there's
flapjacks
more.
hotter than
There's
these
more
shit.
coming. There's always more down the pipeline, but you guys have to buy them.
There's always more coming.
You can also email us at dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com, whatever emails are. You can call us or text us at 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. We got a text that we will be reading. Did we get a voicemail? Yeah, we got a voicemail too.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double check the facts on this.
Yeah, we got a voicemail and a text, so we'll be playing those, and that's very exciting when you guys do that for us. It means the world, and it helps us stop crying at night. Follow us on Twitter at DapperDads for all the tweets, especially when we're out of town, which if you're hearing this, we've already come back, hopefully. Follow us on Instagram at dapperdadspodcast. We have pictures and whatnot there. Yeah, that text is spicy.
It is juicy.
You gotta read that. I don't feel comfortable reading it.
I don't feel comfortable reading it, and it's about you.
Yeah, I know. That's why
I'm not even exactly comfortable talking about the emojis that they use in this one.
I've seen worse.
There's the last one's drooling.
Yeah, of course. You got to be drooling. Also, big shout out to Podbean for featuring us as a featured podcast. We love you guys, and without you, it just wouldn't be possible. So that was a fun little thing. I don't know how long it lasts. I'm getting mixed messages, but it was there, and
it was a
thank
thing.
you. Yeah, it definitely happened, and we appreciate it. What else? That's it?
Yeah,
all right, let's get
much.
on the road.
That's us. Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
It is hard to sit here when we could be driving to Minnesota, so you guys need to...
here's the thought that's saving me from this. We're not able to check into the hotel till like, what, 4 anyway?
I think 3, and I always tell them, check me in. But I
mean, still, it's a
there's shit to
5-hour
do.
drive. But I mean,
There's shit to do.
yeah.
You think I can't waste time? You think I can't kill hours?
Oh, I know
you think I can't kill people?
You
think I couldn't kill a man with my bare hands today?
Well, you know I've been killed before. I've been choked by drama like a centerfold.
Thug got 8 felonies.
I saw that.
I got 2 felonies.
I got 3 felonies. It just keeps going forever.
Yeah.
I got 14 felonies.
So
how's he gonna come back from 8? Do you think?
I don't know. It's all. I mean, a lot of times felonies are all grouped together.
One of them is meth.
Yeah, one of them's. But Adderall's meth. You get charged with meth for Adderall.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not. I doubt he has meth. I mean, if he has meth,
it's crystal
more
meth,
power
it's crystal
to him.
The picture that I saw of him used for the news story is one of him like clearly caught at a party where he's like trying to look across the room at some. Like it wasn't like a glamorous press shot. It was like him kind of sweaty and leaned out, like glaring across the room. It's like
they never give you the best one.
But I mean, how are you gonna?
His mugshot was pretty normal. I love rapper mugshots. My favorites are Chief Keef's because if you look at all of them, I think there's 8 at this point.
And it makes like a cute little flip book when you print it out.
They get older, and the last one he just has his tongue out like. And I'm gonna put it on a T-shirt.
Because who fucking cares about that? Can we do it with like a real? We should make like a book cover out of it, like a mock book, and do like a Dapper Dad shirt about it.
No, we can't. We have to please Chief Keef.
I would like the idea of if it's like a Hardy Boys mystery, but it's us with
Chief Keef.
Yeah,
from jail.
The Dapper Dad's free Chief Keef.
I like to send that picture of that mugshot unprompted to people sometimes because it's very creepy and sensual.
I like to wait for times when I feel like you're very sad, and then I send you that grimace picture.
Yeah, everybody sends me that grimace picture. It's the only thing helping me stay on this earth at this point.
I like to think that it starts this whole thing where it just makes you stop thinking about what's making you sad because you have to focus on whether it's Gemini again or not because I'm not there to like affirm it with you because if I type it out it's still like that doesn't look right.
Yeah, but imagine if we lose Chief or either but Thug for like a year.
Well, okay,
or
so
longer.
Well, Pump's going away for a little bit. That's confirmed. Pump is going to jail for a little while.
He trolls a lot. I feel like he won't go away.
I think he's at least going to do if a little bit of time, I think, because he just keeps getting arrested.
Yeah, but how old is he at this point?
Like
is he 18?
18, 19? No, I think he's officially 18, so I think he's an adult.
Yeah, I mean...
Man, what's going to... is 36-year-old Lil Pump still going to be relevant someday?
No, absolutely not. Well, I don't know. He did just drop a heater with Kanye West.
Get this
that
hot
we literally
fresh.
watched moments before starting to record.
I came into the dungeon and Drama's...
What'd my face look like?
Okay, so normally when I'm a couple minutes late, it's a face of anger.
Which is always every single time we record.
Exactly. But this time, because I was like, grass, so I got to get down there. So I'm walking down, and then I look over and I see this exuberant, open-mouthed look of joy. And I'm like, I never get that look this early in the morning.
Yeah, and you wouldn't, except for when Kanye West and Lil Pump make a video where they're wearing oversized suits.
And
the
not
most
just oversized
comically large
suits.
suits I've ever seen.
The biggest
The
lids ever
biggest
known to man.
Slides. But yeah, that picture was already making me happy. I'm glad it had a purpose. I thought he just did it.
Just did it.
to do
Yeah,
it.
I'm sitting there looking at it all week, just him in that dimly lit mirror with the big slides, and I'm like, huh.
Well, it's also great because prior to that, he hosted the first Pornhub Awards last night.
I heard that.
Was
It's
streaming it, and he created the merch, which I happened to frock a gander at this morning while I was setting up, and just incredible, right?
Wow.
We'll post it on social media. But my favorite thing is that in just the black Arial font.
Oh, and
it's
the Pornhub tag on the neck
it's
too.
incredible.
That's impressive.
I will buy one if they're reasonable, which I'm guessing.
Oh, I
they're
don't
not.
even care if they're
I'll pop
$99.
I'll pop a
one.
quick search. But
Yeah.
what we're looking at right now, and there was another one for Riley Reid, most popular female performer. Which shout out to her. But what it is they are
Shout out to Riley Reid.
Well, no, because she uses the N-word. We've already been over this.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's hard.
I can't keep up with what white people are using the N-word these days. When you see 3,000 white kids screaming at you, it's hard to keep up.
It's true. But what we're looking at is a gray crew neck sweater designed by Kanye West. It has I don't know, just a drawing of the winners.
But isn't that the same type of artwork he just had on the Ecstasy cover too?
I saw the Ecstasy cover was just a picture of like Kim and all of them.
No, it's not a picture. It's like a drawing of all the sisters.
I saw a literal picture.
Let me pull it up because it looks
I
like
think
the same
the official
type of
one
art
is
style.
the picture, but this looks like I don't know. She has a massive leg in this one, but it's Lena Paul, and then it just underneath the picture says "Top Big Tits Performer," and it's just in a black Arial font, and it's just incredible. And yeah, there on the back of the crew neck there is a tag that's just the PH. Yeah, I don't think that's the official one.
That's the one on Spotify.
Then it must have changed because when I downloaded it, it was
Unless my Spotify's bootleg.
probably. But,
Highly possible.
Yeah, let me see if I can find. Okay, they're for sale. Let's take a quick look. Easy Supply.
Look what just came up on Spotify.
I already know. Yeah, he's going with this artwork. $75.
Not.
I might fuck around and do it.
See, this is the greatest conflict of our time for us, folks. If you don't, you cannot understand.
If you gotta get one, it's this one.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, we will be.
This one says
we might be posting this. They're pretty.
This one says Kendra Sutherland, nicest tits, and the drawing on it is
They're real wonky.
It's
real wonky.
real lopsided.
How do you think you would feel if you had just
How would you feel if you saw those
and then you
boobs?
looked and you're just like, I mean, and the
How would
head
you
is
feel if you
small
saw
and
naked?
grotesque.
How would you feel if you were dating a girl and you were like saw her naked for the first time and her
it
boobs
was
looked
that?
like? Yeah, it was that.
She was just
huge lopsided boobies, like big old knockers, just swinging around all discombobulated and out of place.
Oh my god. This isn't good content, but Splash Zone top squirting performer.
That's the one I think I want.
There's just a toilet behind her.
Yeah, that's exactly
toilet.
That's my exact aesthetic. Is a crude toilet.
I love a crude toilet. But yeah, we're here so early. I haven't even done the fucking
Hit the Dapper Dad's hotline with your hottest pictures of the crudest toilets around.
dress
Flush noises. I want a soundboard so for one episode we can just do toilet noises. Just
I want
flush,
a soundboard
flush,
for
flush.
so much.
Wellheim scream.
Oh my god.
I warn you, what you're about to hear is very disturbing indeed. Funito, funito, funito.
I love the memes where it's like stills from pornos and it has the caption. I'm just seeing that one of Riley Reid and it says, "Oh hell yeah, spread it." And people are like, when someone has positive vibes around you, oh fuck yeah, spread it.
I think my so outside of that meme format, my favorite porn meme format is Pornhub comments on stock photos where it's like the dudes in the offices and it's just
that guy and that white bearded man, that guy looks a lot like Matt's dad.
Does he really?
Like crazy. In my opinion, they're brothers.
It's highly possible.
And I like in that
it's
set of
unconfirmed, so we can't say it's not true.
I like when we run with a stock image meme and then you see the other ones that are taken. Because if you've ever just looked at a stock image website, I've done it for
They're
work in the
crazy.
past. Some of them are like, who was like, I need this as a stock image. But yeah, like how that guy gets progressively sadder if you look
All
at
the
him, and then
time,
he's
yeah.
like crying, and I'm like, what happened?
Did you ever see the little documentary about him?
No.
They made he has like a little documentary about him he's from Sweden, I want to say Switzerland, somewhere over there. Very thick accent. And he's like, I am known as the sad meme man. And it shows him like walking around his town with just that face, because like that's just his fucking face that he has, you know? And he's like, people come up to me and they want a picture, and I think I'm bringing joy to the world. So
I'm
like
glad he's proud of
no,
me.
he's got like he's in like super good strides about it. Like he was really happy to be like interviewing. He's like, here's what I do during the day, and like went to like a little shop
Just
and stuff.
furiously masturbating at that computer.
Just has a bag wrapped around his head and just jacking off.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
I've been watching
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
asphyxiation. No, I've been watching Paradise PD on Netflix. It's from the same people that made Brickleberry. It's
Brickleberry was the nightmare of the show.
okay. No, I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is Brickleberry on steroids because it's
Brickleberry was horrible.
It's
I
Netflix.
can't believe that existed.
It's Netflix, so they can do whatever the hell they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching like an episode before bed, just as I'm laying there falling asleep. And the one that I watched last night, the guy was masturbating with a bag over his head, and he goes, "Are you killing yourself or autoerotic asphyxiation?" Autoerotic asphyxiation, man. I never know what that guy. Can't tell if he's coming or going.
Yeah, the Brickleberry was a fucking nightmare show. You remember that cartoon that was on Fox? I think it was voiced by Jonah Hill, and it was just that intelligent little kid.
Yeah, that was.
Fuck that thing. God, I'm still upset about that.
Everyone
It's been like
hated
6
that
years.
show. Like,
Did you like it?
No, of
Okay,
course not.
Okay.
Jesus,
That would have ended
I'm
this
a normal
podcast.
human being, please.
Yeah, as soon as I watched 5 minutes of it, and I'm like, this is like you always see in TV shows how they joke like a movie or a TV show
Yeah.
comes out and they're like instantly canceled, and I'm like, this should be the time
Instantly
where someone
canceled.
runs in and like stops it from airing.
I remember, so like my mom just constantly has the TV on at the house. She leaves it on for the dogs and everything. You go over there at night. There's a pretty much 100% guarantee she's sitting there watching TV.
Good.
And and when I was a kid, we always watched the Fox Sunday night lineup because it always had like Simpsons, Family Guy, everything like
King
that.
of the Hill.
And I forget what they canceled to put that Jonah Hill show on. It was either like King of the Hill or the Cleveland Show or something something that was actually good. And I remember being over there a couple weeks after it started airing and it came on, and she was like, "Oh, God damn it, no!" and just turned off the TV when it came on. Like I don't know what. Like Jonah Hill, reach out to us because I want to know what about your voice in a cartoon made people react so violently. Because I don't know a single person that didn't act like that when that show came on TV.
I even put it on Facebook and everyone was like, "It's fucking horrible."
There's like
I want to die.
There has to be a frequency in the audio of that show that just makes you want to hurt
just
people.
so fucking condescending.
Maybe it was one of those government experiments in like thought control, and they're like, "Let's see if we can."
I will take thought control
shortwave
as
radio.
long as it ends that show. That show was so
I'll let the
bad.
government control my whole goddamn body as long as I
my
never get
God.
bullshit like that put in front of my face again. Do you hear me?
And I love when you like listen to interviews and people are straight up about things, like actors and stuff, and they're like, yeah, sometimes like you have to make some shit for them to let you make the things you want.
Yeah.
So like I had to be in this horrible movie.
Well, and you got to think that when you, because like you think about like actors' early careers and you see some of the terrible movies they made, and it's like, you got to eat. Like you got to do the shit to get to where you want to go.
A lot of times production companies will be like, star in this shitty movie, and you can make that movie you actually want to make that's going to be good. And they're like, fuck it, I guess I'll be in this shitty movie.
I often worry about us because we're constantly putting out such a quality product. When does the shit come in?
I mean, it's got to be soon.
I mean, it just hasn't happened yet. It's been, what, 50?
It's debatable.
8 weeks?
58.
58 weeks of
50.
straight premium content.
Only the best for my listeners.
Only the best for my fans. Come and bang my Dapper hotline and let me tell you how much I just fucking love you.
Yeah, what the fuck else was I going to say? You know what else was a horrible show? You know Nick Kroll?
Yeah, the
Kroll
Kroll show. Fuck that
Because
show. It was so stupid.
I love The League. I literally just rewatched the whole thing. On there, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And like I've seen him in other things. Great.
By himself?
When that came on, I was like, this is going to be great. And it was just unbelievably bad. Also one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
That's one of those shows where I never sat down and watched it, but like I'd be over at like a girlfriend's house or a friend's house. And
Girls
we'd be
loved
flipping through.
it.
Yeah, for
Stupid
so many
bitches loved it.
Here's why I didn't need the Kroll show. I didn't need a singular white guy version of Key and Peele. That's not what I needed at all.
I didn't need Key and Peele.
I enjoyed.
I didn't need
I
a
liked
rip off
Key
of
and Peele.
Chappelle's show.
I
love when he
I will stand behind that.
when he finally did his stand up and he was like, yeah, I had to watch them every fucking week, just taking exactly what I had done.
Mm-hmm.
The format where you like stand out there and talk about your sketches and try to be a little edgy.
People
you
don't
can't
realize
top,
Chappelle did
you
that.
can't. People don't realize a lot of people have done things better. That's what I hate about like everything. It's like Chappelle's show is one of the best TV shows of all time.
On God.
I used to say it was the best only because it was like cut short. Eventually it would have, like, I just watched the season premiere of It's Always Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty on.
I've heard nothing good about this new season of It's Always Sunny, and it really breaks my heart because
what are you
gonna
do? They even look so much different because I rewatched that recently, like front to back. It's incredible. Even the newer ones aren't bad. It's like hit or miss. Some of the newer ones are good, but yeah, it was fine. But it's just what it like. They look different. Like, it's just not the same at all.
Well, it's been on
13 seasons.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. That's at least how many years of TV?
Yeah, 13 years.
Well, no, I mean, like, did they take breaks sometimes?
I feel like they might have taken one break, but I remember it airing when I was like a teenager. Like, I remember watching the first episode for some reason. It was one, which is the same with Chappelle's show, where like I didn't know Dave Chappelle when it came on because I was like a fucking like 11-year-old or something. And I just happened to watch it because I was at my grandma's and it was just Comedy Central. And the first episode hooked me because it was so inappropriate. There's shit I didn't even get back then. And yeah, same thing with It's Always Sunny, which their first season, when you rewatch it, isn't great because Frank isn't in it. It's still like all right. But yeah, that fucking show, like some of those episodes are just unbelievable. Like it's one of the best shows as well. But it's definitely, and that's what I mean. If Chappelle's show would have went on, eventually it would have gotten
stale and
unpleasant.
terrible. Yeah, would have turned into another Simpsons or whatever.
Which Simpsons is probably the best show of all time, but just because it has so much to go through. And even now, occasionally, not so much now, but later seasons, I hate people who shit on later seasons.
I've actually changed where I say I like certain seasons just from what I've been reviewing recently. I used to say, what was it? I would say like 2 through 10 was a sweet spot.
People usually say 10 is like the end.
But honest to God, I'm gonna go ahead and say 2 through 14 even still has a lot of solid stuff. And then even after that, there's still like episodes sprinkled in. There's like a chart of the most popular episodes, and it starts low, and then it fucking spikes crazy at 9, and then it like goes down, and then it spikes back up around like 13, 14. Then it has like little spikes. Like, well, the one thing it made me realize, especially because I watched like 9, 10, and 11 earlier this week. And it made me, those were the episodes that were on when like I was a teenager, I realized. So like that's what kind of shaped my humor a lot as a teenager. And watching it, I realized that like if you were a teenager when like 2, 3, 4 was out, you're gonna watch 9, 10, 11 and think like, oh, this is crap. This isn't the Simpsons I love and grew up with, you know? So it's kind of interesting for me to watch it and now expand how I feel about it, because it's like, oh, I can see where in my life these were like actually on TV. Yeah. Like I can
That's what I think it is a lot with like the people, why it's such a big cutoff after like 10 is like, that's what like people a little bit older than us that's when they were falling off from it. And I hate that people don't go in and look, because like that fucking Homer paparazzi episode is incredible, and it's a late one. Like,
kids
there's
like you should be shot.
There's so many good ones sprinkled in there, but overall, you can't just sit and watch an entire season and be blown away. And now it's even much less. I still watch every new episode just in case. Like, it's a comfort thing. But
yeah, it is.
But yeah,
do we both watch The Simpsons every day?
Yeah, I watch it off cable, and it's not on Wednesday and Saturday, so I don't watch it Wednesday or Saturday unless I'm in the mood for it. But yeah, I just turn it on. Like, it's pretty much the only reason I have cable is because I don't have to make the decision, because I can't choose where to jump into The Simpsons. And if I go random on like the Fire Stick and I know that there's unlimited options, then I'm not as liable to stick on one that's like iffy. But if it's just on cable, I'm just going to be like, let it play in the background. Then you look up and you're like, oh yeah, this is funny as shit. So yeah, pretty much, I watch it every day. It's definitely it's like a safety blanket for me.
What I do is I have my laptop hooked up to my bedroom TV, and whenever I go to bed at night or I'm just like doing stuff around the house, if I'm not playing music, I'll just I got like 1 through 21 downloaded on there, so I'll just grab a couple of seasons, throw them in, hit shuffle, because in that way it's kind of like watching a TV marathon, so you're not sitting there just picking and choosing. The worst is when you just decide, you get drunk and you decide to do all 21 seasons in there, and then you see it's like what was it? It was like a 200 some hour long playlist or something, and I was like,
it's insane. That's what I like on cable. FXX does like blocks of like specific episodes, like Skinner, and you're just like, oh yeah. But yeah, it's good. What we need to talk about is more Simpsons. Definitely.
I can't help it.
What we do need to talk about is it's been brought to my attention that this is why we're not a news podcast, because last episode we talked about a 101-year-old woman who gave birth, and that is false.
False.
So, false. It didn't happen. It's just a picture of old grandma holding like her grandson. So
what you're telling me is that you brought me a news article without Snopesing it first?
Yeah. Well, I think I did Snopes it, and I had seen it like the day it was circulating, and there was no information.
That's fair if you saw it the day it was just goes to show that even your dad can be fooled by the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. But it's a 101-year difference. I don't even think that lady's 100, or I guess she would be technically then. But yeah, they said that the high, because then people started sending in pictures of like their old fucking grandparents with their kids, and they're like 112 years is the biggest gap someone had between like a grandparent and a grandkid. So I mean, it's still nice, but we made a lot of inappropriate comments that we will not be retracting at all.
No, I refuse to retract anything that I've already put out on the internet where it can be ripped and made into a hard copy where it can't be denied that I said it.
Yeah, but yeah, the lady was born on Friday the 13th in 1913.
Good for her.
She has 3 children, 5 grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren. So, yeah, I guess that's her great-grandkid. But
good for her.
Yeah, so, I mean, otherwise her life is just real nice, so I don't have anything to comment on. She went to school in a one-room schoolhouse like every old person claims to have done. So, yeah, it's just all bullshit. The internet has a lot of bullshit on it, I've learned.
I refuse
this
to
week.
believe that for a minute. I thought everyone on the internet had good intentions.
I mean, that would be imagine an internet where no one lied and no one was racist and terrible. Have you ever read any comments on TMZ? It's possibly the worst source of group of people anywhere in the world.
The only thing worse than TMZ news sources is like regular old CBS and NBC news. Fox News comments, those are the worst. Yeah. And the reason...
I think TMZ is still, depending on the article, which I try to never look at TMZ because they profit off of death, and it's disgusting.
They're just horrible. Like, we throw the term horrible fuck around quite a bit on this show, to the point where some may say it's starting to lose its finesse. I say that if I was ever to use the term horrible fuck, it would be about the guy that runs TMZ and everybody that sits there at that table just laughing. Because it's like... It's like the Homer Paparazzi episode. Like, they made a point. It's like you're making like a living off of like people just being fucking people. Like, you're
and they make
garbage.
a living off of people dying. That's when they get their most views. That's why I hate when people link those articles. I'm like, link something else. But yeah, I like occasionally there'll be like a Kanye thing that's only on TMZ, and I look at it and I click on the comments, and boy, oh boy, does it get horrendous. So yeah, stop fucking watching TMZ.
Just stop supporting garbage people, I think, is our main message.
Just stop any news source.
Support your dads here. We're good.
Support us. Send us $19.99 a month. PayPal. You'll get nothing, but think about it.
You'll get nothing.
Don't think about it too much. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
That's our just do it. Believe in the Dapper Dads so much more than you believe in yourself.
Yeah, and burn your Nikes, or just give them to me.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and protest Colin Kaepernick, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say go ahead and buy a Dapper Dad's t-shirt and burn it.
Yeah, please.
Just
send video.
If you buy 10, we'll cut you a huge deal.
Yeah.
Send videos of you burning the shirts. Yeah. But let's make sure you get those orders in hot and fast at www.dapperdads.com. We should make a Nike ripoff shirt. See how that goes.
I was already working on a Nike ripoff shirt for a different project. So
this is what I love about you is that I have like popcorn ideas and I throw them out into the universe, and you're like, I've been working on that for a couple of months. It's something else I'm doing.
Literally every time someone like mentions something to me that I should make or have a hand in creating, I'm like, oh, already there. I got my hands in a lot of pots, and they're all overflowing. They're that thing where you're like, that pot will be good if I like run to the bathroom real quick. It's not even boiling yet. You come out, you're just pouring all over your stove, making that crackly noise, and you're like, fuck.
I've been trying in my, let's talk about some stories of bachelorhood here. One of the things I've been working on recently is trying to perfect stovetop ramen, not just cooking it in the microwave, because I found this, turns out they make chicken and beef soup bases that are chickenless and beefless out of vegetables somehow.
Sounds like a quart of lies.
It is definitely a quart of lies, but it tastes fucking delicious. So what I was doing was cooking ramen, just the noodles themselves in vegetable broth, but now I'm doing it in this fake beef broth. But I realized with it, you have to be kind of careful with stovetop ramen, because if you cook it in the microwave, it all just kind of works together.
Mm-hmm.
But stovetop, there's a very beautiful tipping point where the noodles just absorb everything because of the heat.
Yeah.
And you just get this weird congealed mass of, I don't even know what you call it. It's definitely not good if that's what happens inside your body. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't ramen cause cancer?
I'm pretty sure the flavoring causes cancer.
I read that it was the noodles because they're made out of something. I mean, if you're eating something for pennies?
Like pennies, yeah, it's not going to be good.
You're going to die.
Yeah, that's just a
We're
fact.
all going to die. So
I
eat
mean,
your ramen. Have you ever tried to make real ramen?
Like actual...
Like get separate ramen noodles and make it yourself?
Oh, yeah. That.
I have done it, and it never works out well for me. I'm not much of a cook, you could say.
I've heard about your flaming dramas.
You harp on that too much.
Because
that was a one-time thing.
Because
that was a two-time thing. I got 3 felonies. I got 4 felonies.
Because it is so funny to me, just the idea of... Because I know what you're like in repose. So I'm like just picturing you in repose. Just relaxing, and then boom, meatball fire from the toaster.
I've never relaxed. It also happened in the regular oven.
True.
They're just big.
Ovens be big.
Ovens be big. No, meatballs be big.
Meatballs be big if you make them right.
I've been clean on meatballs for, I don't know, a long time.
I'm going to fuck you up this weekend.
For one.
How about we stop by Subway on the way up?
No, I need a real meatball. Those cause cancer.
Do they?
Probably.
Man.
But I made ramen, and I was like, ramen noodles are deceiving first and foremost. Mm-hmm. So I got like the pack where they're like long.
Yeah.
And I got 3 packs of them. I was trying to make a big batch because I had high hopes.
Yeah.
And so I had to put it in a bigger pot than I was anticipating.
Of course.
And then it just became, I don't know, uncontrollable, unmanageable. It had a mind of its own. Way more noodles than I thought. You know when you see dry noodles and you see noodles that have absorbed some shit? And I was like, oh boy, we've done something here.
Boy, did some news noodles.
So I just kept adding spices because I didn't think it was going to be enough based off of what it had become. But I wanted a little touch of cinnamon. I thought it would bring a nice sweet flavor to it. Just a dash.
Who taught you to cook?
No one.
But, okay, I see.
But if you add a little cinnamon to shit, it gives you just a little dash.
I can agree with this.
See, then don't fucking ask who taught me how to cook.
I just like the idea of you frantically digging through a spice cabinet trying to figure out how to stop this growing monster of noodles.
Well,
and you're
what happened?
Dash of cinnamon.
No, this was pre-planned. I had all my vegetables cut up. I was going real out. When left to my own devices, I'll really get into some shit.
Yeah.
But what happened was the cinnamon did that thing where it's like a little like stuck. So I was like trying to tap it, and then it just turned it brown. But what I did do is make some fantastic soft-boiled eggs, I believe, to where the inside, it's like a hard-boiled egg, but the inside's creamy.
Yeah.
That was the high point. Everything else, that's extreme low point.
See, that's the trick to good ramen is getting that the soft-boiled egg and the pork belly. Did you do pork belly with it or no?
No, I just did chicken because I don't know how to cook pork.
I could teach you.
No, I can't. You're a vegan.
Yeah,
but do I look like learning my pork techniques from a vegan?
Do you not remember me teaching Kurt how to cook chicken parmesan?
I don't really.
Oh, yeah, because you weren't there.
Yeah, I wasn't there, you fucking piece of fucking garbage.
It was on like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday, which is when I jerk off under bridges with homeless people.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you forget this. I do it every week.
Because I get that like feeling, that really sick gut feeling on Wednesday nights.
Me too.
And then I'm like, oh, he's at the bridge, and then I got to do things to like make myself not feel that.
Me too.
Shit, me too.
Shit, me too.
No, man, I would love to teach you how to cook.
I can make a nice pork tenderloin.
How do you cook it?
On the grill, preferred. Just wrap that bitch up and let it get nasty.
See, if you're doing Chinese pork, you can always do that thing where you buy like the slab.
Fuck it.
Well, you always got to fuck anything you eat. I fuck everything before I eat it or serve it to people. Yeah, remember that big old thing of barbecue at the Christmas party? All those chicken wings?
That was good, though. I mean,
you think those wings were sauced up on themselves like that? No, I gave them
I didn't eat the wings.
Gave them a little bit of extra.
Just the meatballs.
Somebody destroyed those wings. I don't know who it was, but they showed up and ate that whole tray of wings.
Yeah, free food at parties is the best thing ever.
And I love feeding people because like that's my thing. I love being hospitable to people when they're in my home, you know. So like if you're gonna come to
spit on people in your home,
yeah. So like if you're gonna come to my house, I want to make sure you're fed, you got everything you need, you know. So like I
love to come in your house.
I love when you're in my house coming.
One time I went to a party. It was a show in a garage that I was attending. And it's there's this older couple that I longed to be one day. They've got to be 50 probably, and I met them at shows.
So like 20 years from now?
Yeah, like 10 years from now. But the guy is like partially deaf because they've just went to shows their whole life. They have an insane record collection. They're just like a great couple. They have kids and everything. And they are always like supporting local punk shows and like all the people I know. So it was early on, and I went to their garage for a party. And you've been to garage parties. Like I had an expectation.
Yeah.
I walked in and there was so much food, like well done food, like a nice lasagna and like a keg of beer and like.
Last time we saw like a good lasagna. At a party.
Know. I walked in and I was like, oh hell yeah! And they were like, you better eat. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck this bitch up.
Fuck this spread up.
Fuck this lasagna. And then we went into the garage, and my friend's band was performing, and they are like pretty. Don't mind if I do.
I like the idea of that's what he did for the Eminem beat. He sent that at first, and he's like, no, it's got to be your producer tag. No, I think it should be Take Keith, fuck this lasagna.
No, it's got to be spaghetti.
Take Keith, fuck my spaghetti up.
Take Keith, just fuck this spaghetti real quick.
But if you listen to it, it's all down pitched in the beginning. It's like Take Keith,
fuck this spaghetti up. But I went in the garage, and my friend's band is like hardcore punk, just screaming fast shit, fun stuff. And so it started, and it was very loud. And eventually, during one of the songs, I'm standing by the garage door, and someone was banging on the garage door. And I assumed it was someone like trying to get into the party, expecting the garage door to just open.
Magically open.
And so they end the song, and then clearly the person was waiting for a break, and they start banging, and they're like, "Police!" And I was like, oh shit, it's getting shut down. This older couple goes, fuck you, play the next one, and just started. And the cops are still banging. They were like, no one go outside. We don't have to answer doors. It's our right to. We don't have. If we answer the door, then it opens up a can of worms, and they'll shut it down. They can't shut it down. They can cut the power. They banged for like another song.
So these are like some old school badass punks.
And if you look at them, they're like, you wouldn't think they would say, you think they'd be the first people who'd be like, we got to turn it down and everything. And and it was even funny while they were screaming at the guy was just smiling. He's like, fuck them. Play the next one, boys. And they played like 2 more songs, and the cops just kept banging and yelling, and the cops just left. And they didn't cut the power. They didn't do anything. They just left. And I was like, best party ever.
So
the first night I had Malort.
That sounds so appropriate.
Yeah. The guitar players in the band would just drink Malort straight out of the bottle. They would just bring a bottle and they would all kind of take shots. They all enjoy it, and then they would of course pass it to someone. So I went in completely blind.
So you didn't even, oh, you poor soul.
No, because the guitarist was just swigging it.
So you figured tasty liquor.
Do you want some? I'm like, yeah. So I took a big swig, and I was like, what the fuck? And he just gave me a big drunk smile. Then he got so drunk that he was just falling outside by a door. And I was like, yeah, I guess this Malort stuff does have something to it, huh?
Yeah, I definitely got super drunk really fast at Quaku when I did that Chicago handshake.
Yeah, you forget about. I try to forget about Malort.
I try, but then it just gets shoved in my face again.
I mean, I only shove it in a person's face once. I mean, you really can't. Again, once it's done, it's done. But yeah, and it's great because I was recently at a bar and someone got their first shot of Malort for the first time, and I was with the people from that band, and they drank Malort, so they were like, you want a shot? And I was like, sure. So they all have Malort, and then the person was like, oh, it's fucking Malort. And I was like, and then I smelled mine, and it was Jameson. I was like, thank you, I love you guys. Like, they know that I don't play fucking games. Mm-hmm. I had it one time, and then the only other time I've had it was when we ordered it at Richard's to get you, and then that fucker gave it to all of us, a half shot. And I was like, fucking sits in your throat forever.
I love the taste of Malort. I will not sit here and say that it's not garbage person juice. It's garbage person juice. It's
literally one of the worst things. It's meant to be bad.
Between Malort and the sarcophagus juice, give me Malort.
Oh, I want that sarcophagus.
I want that juice so bad. Did you see they just found a bottle? It's like a clear glass bottle that contains liquid from the era of Christ, but they're not sure what it is. I think if I can't drink sarcophagus juice, I have to drink the Christ liquid. liquid.
I mean, I feel like there's a long list of people who drink the Christ liquid before us.
I feel like we should get to drink the Christ liquid first.
I mean, we should.
We should at least be offered the Christ liquid before it's offered to
What
other
if it
people.
does something crazy?
What are you hoping it does? But then what
Makes
do you think
me
it's
like
gonna
Christ, I guess.
do? What do you think it's gonna do?
Kill me.
Yeah.
Probably kill me.
Yeah.
I also like to lean towards zombies.
I like to lean
It's
toward...
like every horror movie where they're like, oh, we found this old relic and there's juice and someone's like, let me drink it. And then they're like, glug, glug, now I'm a zombie.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
love
fucking-
that movie.
Yeah.
Jesus Juice Zombie Escapade.
That would be a good movie. Netflix,
Brought to you by the
get at
Dapper
us.
Dads.
We have ideas, Netflix.
I would love it if we could get a Netflix original deal where we just write really campy bad horror movies.
Oh my God, you're telling me. I would love. I have unlimited ideas.
I'm like Cartman is the stupid bad idea movie bot for shitty horror movies. So it's a guy and he puts his dick in a space meteor that crashes to Earth, and his dick turns into an alien egg sack and gives him to his wife.
It's
Call
like,
it Alien Egg Dick, brought to you by the Dapper
It's
Dads.
like the Rick and Morty thing. It's just called Two Brothers.
It's just two brothers.
I just fucking love that. That's the best episode. I hate that we can't even enjoy Rick and Morty anymore because of what people have done to it. But it is a good show, and that episode is unbelievable. I love when people can't even like do the shit without like, because at the end when he's like, it's just called Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
My favorite thing about me and a buddy of mine used to watch that show like religiously. Like we'd watch them when they came out.
I would watch it every weekend over and over because I didn't watch it for a while because I thought it was a kid show.
And then it was so good.
And then I realized, oh God, yeah.
My favorite thing about that skit is that in the beginning he goes, "Coming this summer in theaters now," and then halfway through he goes, "There's old ladies in the movie." He goes, "There's old ladies, and they're coming, and they're also in the movie."
Yeah, the best part of that whole episode is
Gazorfield.
That's one thing. If I'm
milquetoast piece of
having
human
a bad
garbage.
day, I will watch that on YouTube. Just that part, and when he's
go,
"Give me my fucking enchiladas,"
and he laughs.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, John. Give me my fucking enchiladas.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just say that statement when someone's irritating me. Give me my fucking enchiladas.
You dumb white milk toast. The fact I heard milk toast used as an insult in 28, what was it, 16, 17?
I don't even know.
It was beautiful regardless. Yeah. Piece of human garbage.
That like I wish they would just do a show that's just like that. Like
you white guilt.
Yeah. God, that literally is
nothing makes me feel worse about myself than my white guilt.
Do we want to you want to read that text to me?
You're goddamn right I want to read this text to you. I don't feel right reading. I can't look you in the face while I read this text.
Do you know who that's from? Don't say it, but do you know who that's from?
I do not.
Okay, I didn't have it either, so shout out to you.
Okay, so
I had a theory, but if you don't have it, then my theory's squandered.
I don't have this number in my phone. Okay, so we don't know who this is, but this is a
glowing
graphic.
Yeah, let's unpack it.
How should I read this? What voice should I read this in? I feel like
just read it like normal.
Hello, daddies.
Strong start.
I couldn't help but notice that Slim is often receiving fan love on here, and even though I would climb him like the sexy little sequoia tree that he is, thank you for that, I want to shout out to Drama, which, and I just want to say, I stand behind every single thing in this text.
It gets perfect.
10 of 10, would love to eat that supple little tush of his with a shh emoji next to it. I mean, have you seen that thing? One could easily bounce a stack of quarters off that bad boy. Or heck, I like that they used heck when they're talking about eating your ass. Even use it like a shelf the way Rabbit did in Winnie the Pooh.
Which that is by far
the best
reference I've ever received.
When he got stuck in the hole. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyways, I'll be seeing you around, boys. Stay dreamy. So I'm just going to go out and say I hope this is a large soapy-breasted woman.
I hope it's a man.
I hope it's a man.
I know it's a man.
It's got to be a man. If he's talking about eating your supple tush and making Winnie the Pooh references, this is a man.
That's the man of my dreams.
If this is a woman, it's a woman after my own heart.
Oh, my God, you're telling me.
Good Lord. She wants to eat your ass.
go for it.
Whoever this is, would you let whoever this is eat your ass?
I think I have to at this point.
At this
We've
point,
signed up
with this
for-
type of love they're
type of
giving you,
language.
they worship
The
that
worst
ass
is when
of
I'm
yours.
gonna be, we'll say 4 beers deep at CJ's, and someone comes up and shows the text from their side of the phone, and I'm just like, well, that bathroom doesn't have a stall door, but
Man, I love shitting in that bathroom.
if I haven't seen someone get fucked in that bathroom while that guy goes, privacy, please, and I
How
go,
are you
no,
gonna-
because there's not a stall door. Like, what kind of privacy? You want me to stand with my back towards it? Like, sorry, this man's trying to fuck this unfortunate woman.
Like, what are we gonna do?
Wish
Go
it was 2 dudes.
stand outside the
That's
door
what
like
I
this.
mean.
And
I'm
just
like,
be
I
like,
gotta pee.
there's someone getting some slop toppington in there.
I don't know what was going on. It was just legs
Privacy,
and a man
please.
who turned around and was like, no. And I was like, yeah. I'm not going to watch.
No.
You think I want to watch people getting fucked in the
CJ's bathroom? I do.
That poor woman.
Oh, can you imagine
That
being the
poor
girl that
woman.
got shagged in the CJ's
Why don't we
bathroom?
take this to the bathroom? I'm assuming their bathroom probably has stall doors, so she's like, of course. And then you go in there and,
And
you're like,
there's no.
and she's still
dudes-
down.
And
There's
dudes just keep
something
dudes just keep
respectable about
walking
her.
in. No, there's nothing respectable. If you're the type of girl that'll take a dick in a public bathroom where there's one stall and there's no door on that stall, you either give absolutely zero fucks or you are the most credible whore in the entire world.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards credible.
I wouldn't.
I mean, you're really in high school, and my high school was like 3 stories with the basement, and basement was where my art class was, and it's basically just a long hallway, and there's a men's bathroom or boys' bathroom, I guess you could say.
The boys.
And that was the bathroom to do your shenanigans in, because it's like hard to get to, and there's only like one way to get to it, so everybody would like smoke, fuck, drink, whatever you do in bathrooms in there. Shit, I guess occasionally.
Piss.
More towards the other things. But it got so bad that they removed all of the stall doors. So you would see people fucking in that. You'd walk in, and it's like you walk in, and it's not like CJ's where there's the door and it's to the right. You walk in, and it's just the stalls are facing you. So without the door, you're just looking at like 4 toilets. You just walk right in. So
I already see it.
walking in and seeing people fuck was one thing, but the worst is walking in and seeing someone shit, and you're just looking straight at them. And it would always be a kid who'd be like, come on, man. And it's like, I hate how people, if there's no stall doors, it gives people a weird sense of entitlement that no one else should be in the bathroom.
Yeah, like they
And
think.
you're like, there's not like a light saying, someone shitting without a stall door in here, you're going to look
Nobody
right
made a
at
polite
it.
little sign that they laminated and put on the door.
You didn't
know?
even like jam anything underneath the door. I walked
Boys'
in and
room minus door. Nobody puts that.
Well, I knew there was no doors, but it was
like,
always
what?
pretty
I mean,
vacant.
but you gotta admit, if you gotta shit, you gotta shit.
No, I could easily take it up to one of the other
See, man,
stores.
say what you want about it, man, but and I know I've said this before, but ever since I was in
you
the
harp on
hospital
it.
and have that tube shoved in my dick, I have lost all inhibitions when it comes
I
to
like
the public
that was
bathroom.
the breaking point.
Because when you have strangers putting tubes in your dick, you kind of are like, okay,
That's
shit,
my
shit,
Thursday
shit,
night.
yeah, shit, and piss. Like, deal with it.
I feel like I wouldn't have that same outlook.
I
I also don't know the last time I had to shit so bad that I just couldn't.
like wait.
Yeah, me and my body, for the things I put
Yeah,
it through,
you.
it fucks with me
To
a
be honest,
lot.
that's how I know you and Kurt are related, because you guys do some crazy things with your
But
bodies.
he
that
just
I
doesn't shit.
Is he gonna live this weekend? Because like his back is fucked
If
up.
he's lived the other weekends,
But I
then
feel like there has to be a breaking point. Like you
I
can't
think he's
just
just realizing he's getting old. I told him last year when we were doing things in an excess that has now become comical considering this year's excess.
this year's excess is laughable.
I told him, like, you gotta chill, because we were both weirdly sick for just, like, ever. What did he have? He had something.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
I don't think you can just get that from
He got over it. It was incredible.
Yeah, he can walk fine
Just kept
now,
chugging lattes, and he was like, "It's fine, boys."
No, what did he have? I don't know.
Pneumonia, walking pneumonia.
No, we thought it was gonna be walking pneumonia. Maybe.
Yeah,
it
because I
was.
remember.
I thought I had bronchitis.
Yeah,
I'd gotten
because I remember
bronchitis.
you being real sick here in the basement, and you were still smoking a cigarette, and you're like, "I'm worried about Cole. I think he's got walking pneumonia." And I'm like, I'm like,
I know that's what I mean. Me and my body are tight. I always get one weird sickness every year when it gets cold. But I would tell him last year, just him like drinking, because he's just been on the streak since he became 21 and went through some shit that he just is just burning the candle at both ends. I would tell him, and then he was finally like, I'm young, so I'm going to burn it up, and then I'll be old, and it'll be fine. And I'm like, it won't be fine, but I do respect what you're doing because it's what everyone does. When I was 21, I was at the bar like every day. I was not employed. I was just at the bar. I was smoking, fucking fighting, drinking.
I was doing so much after I turned 21 that I got a pacemaker.
Yeah,
so
see,
like
everybody, you got to find that breaking point where you're like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
Well, and it's like and people ask me about it.
People had to tell you.
People had to tell me I couldn't. It's literally a thing. I was literally sat there and told by paid professionals who went to school, you got to stop this.
Well, you had double pneumonia and you just kept
working
and smoking.
It's because I went to that dumbass doctor and I was like, can I get a doctor's note?
Doctors are always practicing.
And I'm telling you right now, every time somebody tells you straight up, they're like, always listen to your doctor, never don't do what your doctor says. Like, fuck no, listen to your
doctor thought I had gonorrhea.
My doctor, I got misdiagnosed by 3 doctors. None of them knew it was pneumonia.
I don't know the last time I was properly diagnosed.
I showed one doctor my swollen remember my legs, how they looked when they were all swollen up and fucked up? Yeah, big old thick trunks.
I wish you were like that still.
I showed a doctor those and he was like, that should go down. I was like, but what caused it?
It's neither here nor there.
And then he was like, what else is going on? I'm like, I can't fucking breathe when I lay down. He's like, I'll get you an inhaler. None of us can. He's like, none of us can. I haven't been able to breathe since 85.
He just takes gasping breaths.
Just you hear it coming down the hallway. You're like, you're like, oh,
comes
somebody's
Dr.
really
Johnson.
sick. The doctor comes.
He's blowing his nose on your chart.
He's blowing his nose in his coat like this, and then pulls out the stethoscope.
Yeah, just wipe it off.
Oh,
yeah, but I can. My body. I think about it a lot. When I'm like, thanks for holding it down, because I'll throw a lot of garbage in it, and I never have, like I said, a shit where I'm like gonna shit my pants. I also never have diarrhea, really.
I actually went to the doctor yesterday, and
he said, "Oh my god!"
She did actually, because so
she looked at your dick.
Well, since the last time I've been to the doctor,
did they look at your dick?
No, they did not look at me.
Weird. See, bad doctor.
Heart doctor, not normal doctor.
They should take the pulse in your dick, right? That always happens to me. Exclusively, religiously.
Keep explaining.
They grip it, and then they feel it throbbing. Is yours always throbbing?
Been molested.
Oh, don't just say it like that. You're supposed to. Well, yeah, of course. They felt my balls when I was a kid.
Oh, ain't that the worst?
The guy just went, "Mom, look away," and I thought he was like telling her to look at something, and I looked over there, and he just pulled my balls out. Yeah, he just smacked my balls. One went back up inside me, and he was like, "That'll probably come out," and he spit on his hands.
He gave you the old.
But after, yeah. He's like,
Mom, keep turning away.
Antibacterial. Yeah, what if you were a mom and you're like, Mom, if you could just look away real quick. You're just like, what? No, that's just
I'd turn around. I'd be like, I changed him. If I was your mom and I heard the doctor go,
you would look at the doctor? Or
no, I would turn around. First of all, here's the way I look at it. If I'm in the doctor's office and my kid is like getting his balls grabbed by the doctor, and I hear the doctor go and spit into his hand, I've seen the kid's dick since he was born. I changed his diapers. I'm turning around and seeing my kid's dick. Even if he's like, no, I'm going to be like, I just heard the doctor do a thing I heard your Uncle Drama do quite a bit when we were growing up.
It's normal. I'm the doctor. It was a switch when you looked away.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know how to tell you I was going to be performing this.
Dapper shenanigans for the rest of our natural life.
Yeah, I have to really ruin our kids' lives.
You go to see your baby.
Remember when I spit on your kid's dick as a joke? I got him.
We're at the barbecue laughing while they're cooking the food. We're
and
like, keep them coming.
Like, doing that deep stare into the fire. Burning everything would make it go away.
We're just standing there with the speaker. The speaker is fucked at this
but
point.
It still works.
It stinks so bad. It constantly has to be hooked up to an external battery pack to work. But we're like,
every bassy song. I was listening to Little B yesterday painting my bathroom, and I have to put the speaker upright because if you lay it down, it was just like, and then if you put it upright, it's like, boom, boom. And I'm like, yeah, we really you really ruined that speaker. But bless its little electronical heart. I tried to take it apart, and it's just, I don't know how they put it together.
Lots of super industrial space age government glue.
I mean, yeah, something. Well, I thought I could just pop it open, and then it's like you're going to rip the whole thing apart. And I was like, should I? Because I feel like if I could get in there, I could fasten it back to where it was, and it would be fine again. It's literally just because it's broken, like whatever's holding it in place in the center has broken.
Take it apart.
If I take it apart, I don't think it's coming back.
No, take it apart. Let's go to the Home Depot, get some wood, and make like take the speaker parts of it and just make a wooden box out of it.
That seems no. Then that's not no. Imagine all the beer that'll get spilled on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh no,
that gets thrown in. Yeah, I just pick it up. I pick it up and throw it down. It just smashes into a million pieces.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought it was indestructible.
Yeah, like how you want to take what does seem to be fairly indestructible and make it out of wood.
I spiked it like a football. It's indestructible.
I can still see it.
I can.
You have a problem with like we all do a thing, and then you're like, let me amp it up to a ridiculous level. And I like threw the speaker, Kurt threw the speaker. And you're like, let me get it.
And the worst part is that's me just at like me thinking it's a normal level. Like,
I know.
That's not even me going hard with it. That's
I know.
Just all
you just like always.
It's just all the meat I got. It's all the muscle just throwing things around.
I mean, none of us threw it directly to the ground. I was overhand throwing it like a football.
I was drunk.
Oh, really? I wasn't aware.
Uncharacteristic. Yeah, so at the doctor, I have lost so much weight since the last time I went to my cardiologist that the computer went bing, 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 and made a big red alert with like one of those big signs with an exclamation.
Fuck.
It was a horrible fuck alert. I was like, do I get a punch card for this one? No, and they were like, are you losing weight naturally? I'm like, yeah, I changed my diet, exercise.
Coke.
A lot of cocaine.
Coke's natural. Just put gas in it.
And they're like, so you're losing weight on purpose? I'm like, yes, I'm doing it on purpose. And so they did my levels and everything. Perfect blood pressure, like textbook blood pressure, BPM perfect. Oxygen is great. Everything is a super marked improvement from where it was a year ago. Like they're actually saying like they're like my cholesterol's super down. They're gonna be able to take me off even more medicine, stuff like that. And then she's like, do you drink? I'm like, constantly. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, a lot. She's like, how, like every day? I'm like, not every day. More of a binge thing when I'm with the boys.
Yeah.
You know, and I told her, I'm like, I don't drink every day. I'm like, I'll have a drink if I'm with some people, but like if I'm like hardcore drinking, maybe a couple times a month. And she was like, I was like, yeah. And she's like, do you smoke? I'm like, when I feel like it.
When in Rome, while you're smoking 3 cigarettes.
And she was like, you shouldn't be doing.
No.
She was like, you shouldn't be doing any of that. But God, your charts. God, I'm pissed off.
I know. I hate when I love.
I could tell. I
love
could
when
see
you're
her sitting
so
there
healthy and they're just like.
I could see her
be like.
She was sitting there looking at the chart, looking at the computer, looking at me, looking at all these different things, and like shaking her head. And she's, and I'm just like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah. And
then she was literally. And then when she left, I could see it pained her so much. But she was like, just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see you in 3 months.
You crack open a beer. Don't mind if I do.
Light.
Shotgun it in the office.
I think it was I was drinking the night before. I was a little hungover at the doctor's office, actually.
Gotta be. I had to recently go to like a doctor thing, and I hate that question when they're like, you drink? You're like, yeah. And they're like, how much? And I'm like, I mean, you can't really. Who's gonna have?
I'm not sitting there with a little
Who's
book.
gonna have? Yeah, who's gonna be
not
like
tallying up my ounces? You know.
I mean, I tally things sometimes, but it's unrelated. And they're like, well, how often? Like every day? And I'm like, no, of course not. And they're like, every weekend? I'm like, probably every weekend. They're like, couple drinks. And I'm like, yeah, a couple drinks with their friends. It's like, would you? And I'm like, I know what the term. I know the term is. I think it's like 3 or 5 drinks in a couple hours makes you a binge drinker. Which
something
then
like
everybody is a fucking suck my dick.
Everyone on
3 to 5 drinks in a couple hours.
Yeah.
No, that could be whatever.
I can't wait to see how many beers we can put in tonight.
That's what I'm like.
I barely slept. I was so excited. I just kept waking up thinking about dancing and beers.
I woke up at 4:45 this morning.
I went to bed at 2 because I was stuck at work till midnight because we have people in there fixing our security system and we tried to arm the building and the whole thing was a nightmare. Yeah. So didn't get to leave till midnight. At which point I got home, packed as fast as I could, did everything I could, and then I looked at the clock and it was 1:30 in the morning and I was like, this is a nightmare situation. Woke up at 6 and woke up every hour in between that and I was like, time to see the boys.
I know. I only woke up once, which is phenomenal. But so I was talking to this lady and I was like, yeah, it would probably be considered binge drinking, but it's more of a social thing with me. When I'm around people, I get into it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, is it like a problem? And I was like, I don't believe so, but I mean, it depends on who's asking, probably.
I wouldn't say we have problems.
It all depends if,
we don't.
I'm sure someone would. People have told me I have a problem, but there's stupid people that are wrong.
In my opinion, it's a problem when you need it. If it's something where you can choose.
Now we just sound like we're just trying to make excuses.
No, that's just my official opinion.
I don't care what type of beer.
Well, because like it's different strokes for different folks. Like it's people, people who can handle their shit and people who can't. You know, if you are probably, and I mean this, one of the most responsible drinkers I know, because you know your limits. Even when you don't, and the only time I ever see you go outside your limits is when you're in a situation where you can. You never. I've never seen you where like there has to be some type of responsibility done or something needs to be taken care of where you like complete like the whole night. I've never seen a night get fucked up because of you and your drinking. I've seen it from other people. I've it's been me personally sometimes, but
I've done it before. That's how I know, and I like to keep the night going. And people don't realize how drunk I am sometimes. Is the best part. I don't realize how drunk I am sometimes. To be honest with you,
I know when
last weekend Kurt got so drunk. I can't wait to talk to him about it. I got also shockingly drunk, and when I tried to go to bed, I thought I was gonna puke, but I didn't puke. But yeah, Kurt at one point I just looked at him and he was doing that thing where he's just like.
Where his eyes are rolling, was his mouth open? Where he's like,
a little bit. Yeah, he was really out there. I'm excited to figure out how he got there.
I'm excited to share a bed with him tonight.
When I was talking to this lady, she was like, "Okay, drank to escape anything?" And I was like, "Sometimes, yeah."
The stress of existence.
And she was like, "Drink to black out," and I was like, "Of course not." And then I was like, "That was I feel like that was the only thing I lied about, but I didn't really want to get into that."
Yeah.
And then, just those questions. I'm always, because I've had it, like the one time I came back from Soundset and I got fucking heat stroke out there. And I just wanted to go to the doctor to confirm it, get some medicine. I felt like shit, had to go. And he was like, "How many drinks do you have?" And I was like, "When I was up there?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I mean, I don't like tally it." And he's like, "The night when you got," because I threw up. It's like, "The night when you got sick, what did you have?" And I was like, at that night, I only managed to have one drink because I was sick from the sun, I believe. And he's like, "What about the night before?" And I was like, "I don't know, a couple of vodka and Red Bulls." And he was like, "What?"
And I was like,
"Vodka and Red Bull."
And
he was like, "You drink that?" And I was like, "Everybody drinks that. I don't know why this is weird right now." He's like, "You should not be mixing those." And I'm like, "Yeah, and that's not what I'm here for.
That's not the point.
I'm not here for advice, but if you realize how many people drink vodka and energy drinks,
you're also not supposed to
fuck up.
Eat McDonald's." But like, guess what? And he millions of people every day.
He was like, "Well, how many did you have?" And I was like, "That night, probably 5." And he's like, "5?" And I was like, this is insane. That's
acting
not crazy.
Like he's never heard of the drink
and he
before.
was like, "What about the night before?" And I was like, "That one, that might have been a little excessive." And he was like, "How much?" And I was like, "It was just like 7 beers." And he was like, "That's it?" And I was like, well, each beer had a shot with it. It wasn't my decision. And he was like, 7 beers and 7 shots? And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "How long were you there?" And I was like, "A long time." And he was like, "How long?" And I was like, "I don't know, like 4 hours." And he was like, "That is way too much." And I'm like, "I don't take a shot with every beer, but if I see someone I haven't seen in a long time,
and they're
just taking shots, what am I going to do? Look like a bitch? No, of course I'm going to get blackout drunk with that, man."
I like to think this was the exact conversation you had with your, "What am I going to do? Look like a bitch? Hell no, you wouldn't either."
I was like, I mean, if someone else is doing it, I'm going to, and he's like, "That's not healthy. You're a follower." And I was like, "I am not here for life advice.
No, you're not my you're not my psychologist. You're my doctor."
And shitting and then puking on my shit. So like, get it together. And he was like, "I think you got food poisoning." And I'm like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "Alcohol poisoning?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. I can do this." "Are you calling me a bitch?" I pulled out a beer bong. Let's fucking go. Let's see who the real bitch is. You want a
5-second chug?
Yeah. You want a vodka energy drink, you pussy?
Just you're in the doctor's office by yourself. 5-second chug.
Everybody in the waiting room is like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "No, you're a bitch. Do it right now. Take this shot with me." "Sir, you need to leave." "I'm not leaving until we finish this bottle of Jameson. I can do it by myself."
World star video patient from the doctor's office just running down the hallway towards it, just sticks the phone in the door like that. "No, you're going to drink Jameson with me."
Yeah, so it's...
You're telling me you didn't get drunk all the time when you were in medical school?
Yeah, I hate people. But what is very exciting about tonight and possibly tomorrow night is the place that we're going for the Willy Wonka event. These are their specials. $3.50 for a domestic bottle, $3.50 for a real drink, $3.50 for a Long Island iced tea.
And you know how much Daddy loves his Long Islands.
$3.50? I can get one of each of those for $10.50, and I'll leave a 50-cent tip, so $11.
I am leaving a 50-cent tip.
Bitch, as soon as I seen that, I was like, oh my goodness. I sent it to the dad chat, and Matt just goes, "Oh, I have always wanted to die."
I have also.
That is going to be...
If we want to talk about drinking, Matt has some plans for this weekend, I think.
That's what I mean. When we get out...
We're both bringing flasks, so...
I don't see when that's going to work. I don't like a hot pocket liquor.
Speak for your own.
Then they're
going
to pat you down and you're going to be fucked.
Well, I didn't say I'm bringing the flask to the show.
I mean the bars, anywhere.
Oh.
Like the after parties. But anyway, I think the best...
hotel sipper.
Then why is it in a flask? Anyway, I think the best move's got to be the rail drink. The Long Islands are going to be pre-mixed and weak.
Yeah.
The beers are beers.
It's domestic.
Yeah. The rail mix?
Like, you thinking, I don't want to go against doctor's orders or anything, but vodka Red Bulls?
That can't be $3.50, I bet.
What are you going to do if it is?
Then my heart will fly out of my chest.
And my dick will fly off and spin around the room like a
Of
helicopter,
course.
slap the bartender in the forehead, and then land in
Fall in
your vodka Red Bull.
And you're like, oh, it's like when the worm's in the drink. Just chug your dick.
Are you going to shit that out later?
Yeah, I need it back. You're not going to want it back. I'll tell you that much.
I'm reaching down your throat. I'm like, give it back.
Or just puke up a dick. Oh, my
My
God.
arm's in your throat. There's like puke coming out around my arm. I'm like, give it back.
But, yeah, I mean, it's just...
It's like watching that guy pull the feathers out of that. Okay, so we're outside. No, we're just in someone's yard walking back to the hotel. I'm like, give me my dick. I'm like reaching down your throat. Rip Off Dad Squad walks by. They're like, I'm just trying to not look. Their story on their podcast later is, I think I saw a man reaching down another man's throat in a yard up in Minneapolis.
To pull out a dick.
And then he's like, give me my dick back. I said, why did you drink my dick? Give me my dick. And the guy was puking around his arm like,
I think he killed that man. I stopped looking. Oh, yeah.
Would you rather see a man reaching down another man's throat in a yard walking by, or a man pulling the feathers out of a bird when you're walking by?
The throat. It's more exciting and possibly more explainable. I mean, if he's yelling, give me my dick back, it raises questions. But defeathering an animal in a yard during the day, that was what was shocking, is it's just middle of the day.
Didn't give a
fuck.
fuck.
Like it's nothing, like just regular.
I think I don't give a fuck, and then I think about that story.
Yeah, just, I don't know. So we'll see some things. We'll drink some things. We want to play that voicemail?
Yeah.
Speaking of bars and drinking.
Good old bars.
Hey, my name is Josh Wink. I'm a DJ here in Chicago. I have a friend named Corey who likes to suck wieners. This is other friends, Jake and Alex. That's about it. The end.
Shout out to Corey.
Shout out to Corey.
Likes to suck wieners.
Yeah. Shout out Josh. Thanks for giving us a call. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a DJ and you're listening to the show for some reason, why don't you send us some shit? Or if you're just spinning records, that's cool too. Hit us. We love DJs.
We'll come watch you DJ and meet your friend Corey and see if he wants to
suck our wieners. You hear that, Corey? You suck wieners.
Yeah, that's what's great is that
we're turning into crank callers.
I wish.
God, can we get puppets?
No. What I love is that I'm assuming all of those voicemails we get, people are in bars and they don't remember making the phone call.
Yeah.
And maybe at most they see the number in their like phone later that they've sent a call out and they're like, what the fuck is that number? And I don't even think that they would call it again. They probably just wash their hands of it. So this person probably doesn't remember making that call. So they probably never told anyone about it.
No.
And Corey is just hanging out, having a good day. And we're here talking about how he
Corey
loves to suck wieners.
8:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the morning. I hope he's sucking a fat one. Because there's nothing wrong with sucking wieners.
Absolutely.
We're pro
not.
wiener sucking.
I am pro. In fact, I would like to get some top sloppington this weekend if it's available.
Yeah, you just can in our hotel room. It's going to smell like men.
It's already going to smell like
we
men.
get in and it still smells like men. It's the same room and they're like, yeah, we left this
the
one
same
for you.
shit is there. It's
They're
all
like,
disgusting.
They're like, we just couldn't. We couldn't get the stink out.
Every single cleaning lady we sent in there, her hair went white and she went insane.
Yeah, the whole floor is just a crapshoot. We had to get rid of the whole floor of the hotel.
So what you're saying is we get the whole floor?
Sure. It just smells horrible.
Fuck yeah, just us running down, just smashing through the walls drunk.
Yeah. I'm in room 211.
I'm in room 214. Bring a bed over.
We're just calling each other.
This room's full of beds because I took a bunch of beds and put them in there.
That room sounds sick.
I'll just
beer darts the length of the hallway. Drunk, so you're just like,
yeah,
just right in the
getting
shit.
them in my chest.
Hell yeah.
Dinger. Dinger, my dudes.
Because you know when you're drunk and you run through the hallways, knock on people's doors,
just
lose your own room, knock on your own door.
There is just so much noise going on upstairs. Can you send someone up to take care of this? I'm afraid we can't.
Yeah, they're yelling about the cookies.
It's a haunted floor. We have ghosts.
Yeah.
Our guest see ghosts sometimes. Guest see ghosts sometimes.
I
Guest
run
see
down and
ghosts
I'm
sometimes.
singing too.
Spirit, knock the phone out of him. Coming around. Like just
Play the one where he's in the wrong hole. I love that line.
play the one with the Louis Prima sample. Ah! Just standing there rubbing cookies. What is Santa bringing?
Play the reverse part slowly.
Fresh your brother.
Ric Flair on your bitch. Just in the hot
Where's
tub.
the chorus at? Just stomping.
Jesus Christ.
That's how it
Just in
sounds
the-
when you listen to it in your
I know.
headphones too.
I think I've heard it once or twice. In the hot tub, just cookie crumbs everywhere.
The pool.
It's like the milk. It's like the milk when you dunk the cookies and you
trying to
leave
throw-
them too long and they're full.
We're throwing cookies in each other's mouths, but we keep missing.
There's cookies everywhere.
Can't wait to fuck up that hot tub.
We check out and then you get, because that's how it was last time, was we check out, and every time we check out of anywhere, I assume it will be followed by an email that says I have been charged extra money for
And
many
we didn't
different
hear
reasons.
anything back from the cabin.
No.
Awesome.
I gotta still leave them a review.
Yeah, we should do that.
But yeah, and I got that email like pretty quickly when we started driving away from the hotel. They were like, "Here's the email with your charges," and it was just regular. So it's like, cool. But it's just
You're
like,
just always
I want to
afraid.
see. Yeah, but imagine if we were like, they're like
It's
cookies and
a
hot
whole
tub,
fucking
$400,
laundry
smoking $200.
I'm picturing all four of us.
Someone pissed their pants. Free, priceless.
Priceless. I'm picturing us. You know those rolling racks they have at hotels, like put the luggage on. All four of us on one of those going down the hallway. Let's repeat. Just playing pew 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 on the shitty speaker, and it's like
Cheersing into each other when you crash two of those.
let's just
I've never used one of those things because I don't feel I'm classy enough for it.
No, we're not.
They're always gold and look nice.
Yeah.
And which is garbage.
The only gold I keep is a chain on my neck.
I don't see
Fly,
it.
fly as a jet.
No, you're
Boy,
making weird
You
references.
better treat me with respect.
My back hurts too, so I'm really looking forward to that hot tub, especially after this 5 to 6 hour car ride.
Hot tub is going to be nice. I'm definitely feeling getting my back more fucked up during the show tomorrow.
I don't want that.
I am ready to rage.
I think where the Willy Wonka party is tonight,
Mhm.
there's a DJ there tomorrow night, so I think that'll just be the after party. As long as and because it's still 350.
You can't fight those numbers.
No. Hopefully they play bangers and I can swing my dick around.
Hopefully they play.
Means we can't get kicked out tonight.
I hope they
because we have to
play
go
everything I can shoot dance to.
No, you're just shoot dancing for 4 hours. We're just like, we look exhausted over at the bar. Like, I don't know how he's doing it.
My right leg and right arm are so like
Yeah, they're
just from like all the fucking
huge.
tension and blood. Like my left side is like this. I'm just like
yeah, you look like you've had a crazy stroke.
I'm like
The most lit stroke ever.
Kurt can't sleep because I'm in bed all night. Like
Yeah, you gotta lay on you lay on your stomach on the right side, and you're just kicking and punching the laptop table. Wake up call. Every room but this one, 3 a.m.
I just watched that episode.
Of course. Yeah. So
Thank you. Ghost. What is it? I know the second one's Go Smelly.
Shaky. I always say
Yeah,
shaky, but I don't know if it's right. Slimy, shaky, slimy, smelly, something like that.
Yeah, but it's a Go Shaky, Go
Slimy,
Smelly,
yeah.
Go Smelly.
The bed's coin operated. So is the Bible. See,
There was no Bible in our hotel room. What last time was there?
No, you burned it.
I think I used it as ass wipe.
Oh, that is blasphemous. I believe.
didn't do it on purpose. We didn't let anyone.
I brought toilet paper.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, what I like is that every time we do an expedition like this, we always figure out the one thing we forgot, and then we so overcompensate for it this time. Like we didn't have toothpaste at the cabin, so Matt bought us
I had toothpaste at the cabin.
I also had toothpaste,
I
but
just
nobody
didn't brush
brushed
my
their
teeth.
teeth.
I couldn't find a good time to brush my teeth.
In the morning.
I just didn't. It didn't happen.
Takes a minute.
It was just.
You never brush your teeth. It turns out.
Yeah. So I got these sparkling chompers.
Just bugs.
It's
fly out.
just that thick coat, because that's how it was when I finally got home.
I hate that.
I was like, this is gritty. What
Where
is
is
it?
it?
What is this, an 80 grit?
So this is-
My tongue is getting raw.
I don't know if they grade
Teeth?
grade teeth out here.
They
But
they graded my teeth when I was going to the dentist.
if I had to grade a grit, I'd say it's a
Graded gritty teeth?
fine,
Yeah, look at these chompers, bitch.
extra fine.
I didn't shower or brush my teeth.
I showered so much at the cabin.
There was no soap or shampoo, so
I
you
just
didn't.
rinsed off.
Yeah, we all rinsed off. We rinsed off a lot,
Yeah.
but that's not a shower. There was no cleaning done.
It's
Just
technically a shower.
no. Is this technically how you shower every day? You just stand in the water. What have you been doing?
Me? I don't want to talk about it.
I'm only getting in the bathtub with my balls last.
I thought about that so much this week. Every time, because every time I sit down to take a shit, my tub is right across from my toilet, and so I'm
Just
sitting there and I
staring at
just stare at it and I think, and I'm like, how do I climb in you balls last?
That's what I ask every woman.
I'm gonna try it.
I mean, why not? I always think about the time I was watching Jerry Springer, and the man said that he wrapped a rubber band around his ball sack enough times until it turned a different color and fell off in the shower.
Mhm.
I think about that a lot.
My aunt did that to her finger, except it didn't fall off, and my grandma woke her up the next day and freaked out and took her to the hospital because it was just like,
Ugh, it's too early.
Yeah.
I feel more nauseous in the mornings.
oh, we got some good feedback that I sent you. I also wanted to talk about.
yeah, stroke my goddamn ego, sweetheart.
So from one of so this is actually, it's kind of funny that he brought this up, because do you remember it was an episode or two ago I was talking about when I was in class and we were doing like the shared reading, and one kid went to read and he just puked everywhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is this kid. He says, hey buddy, long time no talk. Just wanted to say I love you and Drama's podcast. Just started listening a day ago and I'm already on 4. I got lots of catching up to do, but I will get there. Keep up the great work. And so I thanked him profusely, and he said, is there a way to subscribe or donate to keep your progress going? So that, I think that's a good sign, because that goes to show people are getting into us, and right away they're just kind of like, where do I get more? How do I help these guys?
That's when they're in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah,
before they're
then
like, oh Jesus
these
Christ,
guys again
50?
this week.
Yeah, it definitely loses its charm.
And
like we do.
I just think it's ironic that we've been talking about doctor stuff a lot again this episode, because he said that cathartic catheter episode was visual, all capitals. Had no idea you almost died. Very stoked everything went positive. Talk to you soon.
Wouldn't it be great if someone was like, had no idea you almost died? Probably should have.
Had
To you later.
no idea.
TTYL.
Had no idea you almost died. From what I know about you and how you treated me, you probably should be. I'll talk to you later, man. Best of luck.
You probably get that one a lot.
I get that so much, and from numbers I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, that's the best when you
Send my face like this close to the phone, like, who is this?
that one-eyed. I had to. I don't even know how to describe what I had to do last weekend, but I should pop it in real quick because it was a moment. It was Labor Day weekend. I went to a fun fest and had a lot of fun. First night, me, Kurt, Matt, I got unreasonably drunk. Cole surpassed
It
that.
looked like a really, really good time.
It was a good time. There was an 80s cover band, and we were one of, I'd say maybe 9 people out there dancing, and they had played a Poison block, and I was just giving it.
Good.
So much that the next day people were like, you had fun last night, huh? And I was like, I forgot everybody was watching that happen. And then the next day, I had one of those days where you fucking can't get drunk. I drank 12 beers throughout over the day, and then I had 2 vodka lemonades. And then while I was having the vodka lemonades, it like all like just
hit
smacked
you at
the
once.
shit out of me, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my, like uncomfortable, where I was like, Jesus Christ, what do I do? And then I like just chilled for a
I
couple
showed
minutes.
your doctor this episode.
I don't have a doctor for this
Anymore.
reason. Yeah, they've all stopped seeing me.
We can't take you.
But yeah,
anymore.
basically got like crazy drunk, and then come touch and go, and then I didn't feel very drunk again. It was all over the place. And normally that's the night I try to give it Sunday night and just go crazy. But the fucking place I was at, I had to help pull down a giant flag that was on a crane. And so I was in the back of kind of like a dump truck, a big.
I can't believe I missed this.
I wish someone would have recorded it, because it's so hard to explain. Like what you're gonna picture here, I need you to ramp it up at least by 10 times, because I was not prepared. What happened was the fest was done and it had started raining, and while we're walking away it starts pouring. Bless your fucking sweet ass. And then we stood under an awning and let the rain pass. And
Yeah.
someone I was with was like, here's the fucking thing, and it's gonna it's going to lighten up, and then it's going to come in hard. So we need to go get that fucking flag down. So we speed over there, and the flag, like, up in the sky is, like, impressively large.
Like
But
as big as the one over on Perryville?
I don't know.
You haven't seen that one at the
I
Gander
feel
Mountain?
like it's bigger than most flags I've seen in my life. It's hanging from, like the crane where it's just like the rope and then the heavy ass ball.
Yeah.
It's hanging from one of those like 4 stories up at least, probably higher than that. It's one of those things where you're looking at it and you have an idea, and then when it comes down
Closer
to it,
you.
you're like, motherfucker. So we're standing in this dump truck, the bed of this big ass dump truck, and trying to like help the guy bring it down. He's drunk, so it's just swinging, and they're like, watch out for that ball because it's one of those fucking like iron balls.
Wrecking ball?
But it's like a bowling ball size. It's like smaller.
It's still
and
a wrecking ball.
It could still
Whopper
wreck.
Juniors are still burgers if you get 5 of them.
And I'm drunk.
Still a wrecking ball.
So it's coming very slow, but then you realize it's actually coming pretty fast. And so I kept trying to grab it, and then he was like drunkenly moving it, and I'm like trying to grab the hook so I can get the ball to get this thing started because the flag is like halfway up the rope. So I finally get the ball. I set it down there like, don't focus on the ball, get that flag. And right before I get to the ball, it just starts pouring, like downpour. So some person I'm with is just like, fuck this, runs away. So I'm up there and I'm like, all right, can't let the flag touch the ground.
Nope.
I don't give a fuck, but can't let the flag touch
These other people give a fuck.
Everybody will give the most of a fuck.
That is the antithesis of my life. I don't give a fuck,
Yeah,
but everyone else
everybody.
does, so I gotta pretend to.
Yeah, so it's coming at me, and it's like slowly coming down, and I'm like, okay. And then when it gets to me, it's stopping wet. I'm stopping wet, and then it just comes in high, and I grab it and I pull it, but it starts coming down under, and it like was coming towards the ground. They're like, grab that flag. So I just did like that massive just yank and pull it up there. I'm pulling for like over a minute. I think the flag was 100 feet
I believe
wide.
it.
Fucking yeah, and then it's one of those things where you're just like,
You
holy
keep-
shit.
you're like, when
it's
does it
so
fucking
heavy and
end?
sopping wet, and I'm throwing it, and then I'm like, it's not disrespectful to let it touch the ground. I'm just throwing it in this dump truck bed, which has like the sides on it so no one can see, and I'm just like, motherfucker. It was one of the craziest things I've done in
You're
a
an
long
American
time.
hero.
Yeah, I didn't let it touch the ground. I got the whole thing.
Hey, that's what's up. Let it never be said we're not patriots on this
Yeah.
fucking show.
Yeah, until you've taken down a sopping wet 100-foot
You're the most
flag.
patriotic man I know now.
I think it's 100 by 80 feet. And it was just like, yeah, it was one of those things where you're just like,
Don't let it touch the ground, but put it in this dump truck.
yeah, and then it just sat in the dump truck. And I was like, are we just pretending that it's...
It's just gonna mold in there.
And I went inside and people were like, yo, you are sopping wet. I'm like, yeah, I was just standing in a thunderstorm taking down America's beauty. Making sure it didn't touch the ground.
Drunk as fuck.
Wish I was drunker. If I was drunker, it would have touched the ground.
If it was drunker, you would have probably just done it in one fell
probably would have
swoop.
grabbed that ball and like just been laying in that dump.
How do I go on after that, knowing that my best friend died because he got
Died
hit
a
with
hero?
died a hero getting hit by a wrecking ball trying to pull down an American flag?
It doesn't sound far-fetched. to be
Not at
honest.
all, honestly. In fact, I think I just predicted your death.
Ah, fuck. I can't deal. I won't do it again. It's
You
just-
will.
It's one of those things where they're like,
3 more times
Where-
for the rest of your life, and the 3rd time will be the last.
all right, well, at least I get another good one so I can redeem myself.
2
It's
good
one of
ones.
those things where people are like, you want to help with this thing real quick? And you're like, sure. And they're like, here's none of the details that are going to come in. Like, you're like, oh, I'll help take a flag down. Like, boop, boop, boop. No, and you're like, this is, I probably wouldn't have signed up for this. Probably would have stood inside and drank 3 more coolers.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, so we're gonna take this show literally on the road.
Quite frankly, we're gonna have some great footage for you guys come this weekend.
yeah, go watch the fucking cabin.
Oh my God,
video.
please.
It's
I have
probably
watched
the
it so
greatest
many
thing we'll
times.
ever make.
If you want to name, and I'm just going to throw it out there for those of y'all who haven't watched the vlog yet. There is no other show out there right now that is coming to you live from the Mississippi
yeah,
River.
we harp on that in the video.
Yeah, go
There's
see the dads give you some premium entertainment
We gotta.
in the river.
If you don't know what Matt and Kurd look like, you will see. And can we say Kurd MVP of that video? He
Kurt
did
MVP of the weekend.
2 unspeakable things in that video
Yeah.
that cannot be recreated properly. The
No.
second one should never be recreated.
No, the first one should be recreated all the time.
Constantly.
Yeah.
We'll recreate
Next
it
time
later.
we need to recreate it with a upper view.
Yeah, but if you're hearing this, we've already returned from Minneapolis, hopefully. So next episode, we'll dive into those
Juicy tidbits.
those little titty bits, and
Hope
yeah.
everybody has a wonderful weekend. Everybody stays safe, and I hope everybody listening to this has as much fun in their everyday life as we are going to have this weekend.
in their everyday life,
And-
that's
and-
not healthy.
I just want people to be happy every day. I just want people to have a
Well,
good
they
time.
shouldn't have as much fun as we do on a weekend in their everyday life. You don't live to be 12.
Yeah, true, I guess.
Bye.
Love y'all.